What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review for the new DC comic book film, Birds of Prey. This movie was directed by Cathy Yan, and it stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She and these other characters come together, known as the Birds of Prey, to protect a young girl from the terror of Ewan McGregor's character, Black Mask. I have not been excited for this movie whatsoever. The first trailers came out for this movie, and I thought the movie just looked very bad. It looked very off-putting, and I haven't really been the biggest fan of what DC has done with the Harley Quinn character. I do love Margot Robbie in the role. I think Margot Robbie is very good as Harley Quinn. The issue is, it seems like they've really been pushing Harley Quinn character in a direction that just felt a little too over the top, too much, a lot. So I was very skeptical going into this movie, but I wanted to keep an open mind. I saw all of the raving reviews for this film, and I gotta say, after watching this movie, it's good. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. Now let me tell you about the things that I like about this movie and the things I don't like about this movie. I'm gonna start off with the things that I do like, because to me, this movie has more pros than it does cons. The issue is everything kind of feels so small in terms of like the scale of my positives for this film. The first positive of this movie, this is really a movie centered around Harley Quinn. The movie should have been titled Harley Quinn. I hate the title. I guess this is a con. I hate the title of this movie and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn or something like that. This movie should have just been titled Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Now, I really like Margot Robbie in this film as Harley Quinn. I think she really brings a kind of a new level of zany, a new level of crazy, and it really does work with the way that they're trying to tell the story and the way that they do tell the story. And I love Ewan McGregor in this movie as Black Mask. He is one of my favorite actors. I just really love the guy, and in this movie, he really is over the top, and he portrays his character in a very over the top, out there type of way, but it works completely. You buy into it from the start, and it just continues to just get bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of the way that this character's ego is, the way that his personality kind of is out there, the way he's portrayed and acted by Ewan McGregor. And I loved it. I really love what they did with making this character over-emphasized in a way that can come off as cheesy or corny, but I actually do like that because it makes the movie feel a little bit more fresh and a little bit more unique in terms of the perspective of how serious you take your villains. Another pro for me in this movie is that this movie has some really good action sequences. There's a lot of really good action. There's a lot of great action, not just from a punching, kicking type of standpoint, but there's really good violence in this film, which I actually found to serve the story quite well. I think having gore and violence in certain movies works better than in others. If you're just trying to do it just for the gratification of having violence and gore, then you shouldn't do that. And if it doesn't serve the actual purpose of the narrative or move it along, then there's almost no point to it. It kind of becomes just mute. Whereas the violence and gore that's pushed in this film actually brings out a more levity to the film, and it pushes the narrative forward in a more robust way, in a more natural way where, again, you really buy into where the story is taking place. I also really enjoyed aspects of this movie in the way that it was edited. Now, not everything worked because sometimes it can get messy, but there are some moments in this film that I actually found pretty breathtaking in the way that they were able to effectively edit this movie in certain instances. Not in all of them. Like I said, not everything works. I'm trying to really kind of brush around certain things because I don't want to give spoilers away to you guys, but they do certain things in this movie that I actually really like. Again, it makes it feel unique and different from any other comic book movie we've seen in the past, especially from the DC side. They really have kind of shown that they're going along with these standalone films that feel so unique and individual to their own storylines, as opposed to kind of making this big immersive world where everyone is in. I like that they're kind of doing the films like this for now. I think it works extremely well. This movie has some really good comedy. It's not like laugh out loud moments, but I had a chuckle here and there throughout the entire film. I mean, there was a few good gags, but it wasn't like hilarious or over the top comedy, which actually worked for me. It was very subtle in nature, which I truly enjoyed. Now let me get to the things I don't like. There's only a couple things that I really want to talk about that I don't like. I already talked about the title. I don't like the title. I still think it's really stupid that they titled it Birds of Prey when really the birds of prey don't come together until like the last 25 minutes of the film. One of my biggest negatives though with this movie is that this movie really has a way of making two characters stand out. Margot Robbie's character of Harley Quinn and Black Mask played by Ewan McGregor, and that's fine. But these other characters feel so on the side, and so like when they actually do make some type of impact in the film, it's not nearly as drastic. It's not really as purposeful because we don't ever get a moment where we can actually enjoy these characters that they're bringing to us. Whether it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character of the Huntress, whether it's Black Canary, whether it's this police officer who is kind of being wronged by the police who has to come together with these other birds of prey. There's not really like, when they actually team up, there's no like moment where you're just like, yes, awesome, I can't wait. It just feels very anticlimactic in that way, and it also feels very anticlimactic the way that they end the storyline of Ewan McGregor's character. I felt like it wasn't served in the right way, and it definitely was an ending that just wasn't earned because it kind of came out of nowhere, and you're just like, really? That's kind of it. Another issue that I have with this film is the young girl who plays like this thief that the birds of prey are protecting in this film. She wasn't a very good actress. She didn't really sell me at all. I kind of felt like every time she was on screen, I just kept getting annoyed by her character and by her presence, the way that she would deliver lines, the way that she would go about using facial expressions in certain scenes, or kind of maybe over exaggerating certain stuff in other scenes. And so to me, it kind of had this really weird issue with having really good acting, like really good experienced acting, and then really amateur level acting from this one actress. My last con, and this is probably my biggest con, and I already talked about this a little bit, the editing works, yes, at times, but the pacing feels so off. The movie's so slow, and then it has to play catch up at the end of the film, and so everything just feels very fast. And that goes in with how anticlimactic this movie really is. But overall, guys, this is a movie that you can go in having a lot of fun. You can expect there to be some really good moments in terms of humor, in terms of kind of zany wackiness from the character of Harley Quinn. And overall, it's a fairly decent comic book movie released really early in the year. And it's a movie that I'd recommend you check out. I don't think you need to go to the theater immediately to go see it. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Birds of Prey? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.